JP Morgan has recently included India in its emerging market government bond index. Now, what does this government bond index mean? And why should I or you care कि हमारी जिंदगी में इससे कुछ बदलने वाला है? बिल्कुल बदलने वाला है. Hello, my name is Abhinav Trivedi and you are watching Detangle with Mint. देखिए, बॉन्ड इंडेक्स बेसिकली एक तरह का परफॉर्मेंस इंडेक्स होता है और अ रिपोर्ट कार्ड ऑफ सॉर्ट्स व्हिच इन्वेस्टर्स, ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स, बैंक्स, ग्लोबल हेज फंड्स यूज एज अ मेजर to assess the government's ability, a country's government's ability to raise and effectively pay back the debt it raises. JP Morgan's bond index, especially emerging market government bond index, is highly watched after. Recently, the JP Morgan CEO, Jamie Dimon, also mentioned that India and USA will be natural allies for the next 100 years, considering the changing geopolitical nature. First, let's talk about the government. The securities will be added next year around June 28, 2024. The move is anticipated to bring down the cost of borrowing for the government, support the Indian rupee and bond markets, improve the country's credit rating, and help boost economic growth in Asia's third largest economy. It will also increase the strength of rupee. कहने का तात्पर्य यह है कि गवर्नमेंट के लिए आसान हो जाएगा नए बॉन्ड इशू करना, यानी कि उधारी पर पैसे उठाना. दुनिया भर की सरकारें उधार मार्केट से उठाती हैं और उनके बदले में बॉन्ड्स इशू करती हैं, एज इन सर्टिफिकेट्स. Bonds are issued not only by governments but also by corporations, even municipalities. Now, inclusion in the bond index means that Indian government bonds will be highly watched and will be more credible. As per estimates, FDI inflow of around $25 to $30 billion will be there in the Indian market after this inclusion. अब आते हैं corporates पर. बॉन्ड मार्केट में सरकार से लेकर कॉर्पोरेट्स, यहां तक कि म्युनिसिपैलिटीज भी पैसा रेस करती हैं. पैसे लेने के बाद वो बॉन्ड्स यानी सर्टिफिकेट इशू करते हैं. इन बॉन्ड्स को आप अपने पास रख सकते हैं या फिर खरीदने के बाद फिर से सेकेंडरी मार्केट में बेच सकते हैं. हाल फिलहाल में इंडिया सेकेंडरी बॉन्ड मार्केट इज नॉट डूइंग गुड. SEBI in fact had recently issued a guideline which mandated large corporates to raise at least 25% of their capital through bond or debt market. हालांकि SEBI had found that about a third of the identified large corporates did not raise the minimum 25% of the incremental borrowing through debt securities. SEBI board on Thursday decided to raise the monetary threshold for large corporations. पर अब JP Morgan के इस डिसीजन के बाद बॉन्ड मार्केट में लिक्विडिटी बढ़ने के आसार हैं. This means that corporates in an idealistic scenario will have more money available to raise through the debt market or bond market. Will they raise or not? Now that's a different question. But if they do, then it will have a direct impact on you. अब आते हैं कहानी के आखिरी हिस्से पर, यानी कि impact on individuals. Well, we spoke to Srinath Sridharan, who is a corporate author, a strategic counsel to corporates, and also an independent markets commentator. This is what he had to say after speaking to Mint. In contrast to global banking practices where businesses often raise funds from bond markets, while banks focus on individual small businesses, India has traditionally seen banks directing their attention towards corporate and government clients. The news of India's bond market expansion could usher in increased liquidity, fostering a hope for shift in the banking sector's focus towards financing a more diverse range of segments. For the common man, there will not be an overnight benefit. But when liquidity is accessible across borrowing requirements and risk levels can be considered the market mature. When the Indian market reaches this level of maturity, the common man can benefit from improved credit access and subsequent indirect economic gains. If the secondary or primary bond market matures because of this decision and corporates start borrowing from the bond market, there will be more money at disposal for them, which will directly impact your jobs, your salaries, your employment. Essentially, हिंदुस्तान में बैंक्स का बड़ा फोकस रहता है कॉर्पोरेट्स और MSMEs. ये फोकस शिफ्ट होकर के कुछ हद तक रिटेल कंज्यूमर्स तक भी आ सकता है, यानी कि मेरे और आपके जैसे लोगों के लिए increased access to credit, increased access to loans, and eventually at a lowered interest rate. But all these effects will take some time to materialize in our day-to-day lives. This is all from this episode of Detangle with Mint. See you soon.